good morning, and welcome to the Midnight Solid Gold Special Part 2. And if you missed Part 1, shame on you. We gonna feature some of the million sellers in 1974, and now Part 1 was a lot of fun. But this morning, we got more for you. So sit back, lay back, whatever you like to do, as we now present the Midnight Million Sellers Special Part 2. And your host for this morning is, me, wonderful Wolfman Jack. All right. Thank you, everybody. Listen, continuing where we left off last week, our first group this morning performed 3 gold records on the Midnight Special in 1974. Later, we're going to hear On and On, You're the Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me. But right now, you're going to hear I Got to Use My Imagination. Everybody, Gladys Knight and those ever-loving Pips.
To think of good reasons to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. I've got to make the best of a bad situation. Ever since that day, I won't stand down and you were gone. Darkness all around me, locking out the sun. Oh,
know, the first time David Essex performed Rock On the Midnight Special, he was on a boat going up the Thames River in London, England, when we were there with the Midnight Special. Later, David was to come to the States for a successful tour, and he stopped by to perform in our Burbank studios. So once again, here's David Essex.
Hey, did you rock and roll, rock on, my soul? Hey, did you boogie too, did you? Hey, shout, summertime blues, jump up and down in your blue suede shoes. Hey, did you rock and roll, rock on? And where do we go from here? Which is the way that's clear. Still looking for that blue jean, baby queen, prettiest girl that I ever seen. See her shaking on a movie screen. Jimmy Dean,
James Dean.
and where do we go from here? Which is the way that's clear. Still looking for that blue jean, baby queen, prettiest girl that I ever seen. See her shaking on the movie screen. Jimmy Dean, Jimmy Dean, rock on, rock on, rock on, ooh, rock on. Hey, bitch, rock and roll, rock on. Hey, did you rock and roll, rock on, hey, hey, did you rock and roll, rock on, ooh, my soul. Hey, did you boogie too, rock on, I gotta get to you. Hey, did you rock and roll, rock on. Thanks very much. Thank you.
That's David Essex, everybody. You know, 3 guys from Cleveland, Ohio made big news in rhythm and blues in 1974 with such hits as The Love Train, Put Your Hands Together, and of course this gold beauty called For the Love of Money. Here's the OJ. week, the Midnight Special presents the second of two shows taped at the Tulsa State Fair. And next week, your host's gonna be Charlie Pride. And joining Charlie will be the Wild Cajun Doug Kershaw, the exciting Ronnie Millsap, and the whole Grand Ole Opry favorites, all four guys. That's next week at the Tulsa State Fair. Don't you dare miss it, Charlie Pride. And now here to tell us again about all those boys smoking in the boys' room, Brownsville Station.
How y'all doing out there? I mean, you folks here in the studio audience, how y'all doing out there? And how you folks out there in television land doing? That's right, you folks sitting at home just got done watching The Tonight Show through your toes. Well, I want you to get up right now and raise your refrigerators. Assault that refrigerator. Get you some guacamole dip. Order up them pizzas. Spread mayonnaise and kale pectate all over it. Go at it full blast. Because for your information, we're Brownsville Station. We're from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And we're going to do you a song called Smokin' in the Boys' Room. What? Listen to the teacher rap, just ain't my bag. Noon bells ring, you know that's my cue. I'm gonna meet the boys on floor number 2. Smoking in the boys' room. Smoking in the boys' room. I teach you, don't you feel me? Up with your room. Everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed. Looking in the stalls, now there ain't nobody here. My buddy Bang, me and Paul, get caught would surely be the death of us all. Smoking in the boys' room. Smoking in the boys' room. Now, teacher, don't you feel me? Open your room. Everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed. Whoa! To work in the school bookstore. Check out counter and I got bored. Teacher was looking me all around. 2 hours later, you know where I was found. Smoking in the boys' room. Yes, indeed. Smoking in the boys'. Teacher, don't you feel me? Open your room. Everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed. Smoking in the boys' room. Smoking in the boys' room. Now, teacher, don't you feel me? Up with your room. Everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed in school.
In 1974, nobody could get enough of their funky stuff. Now, we're, of course, speaking about that group that had their biggest success year in 1974 with big hits like Jungle Boogie, which you're going to hear a little later on, and this one called Hollywood Swingin', Kool and the Gang.
Say hey, hey, hey. got to say? Say hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hollywood. Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. So here I am in this Hollywood city, yeah. The city of stars, movies, women, and cars. Right in the center of LA. Now I always wanted to get out to one that way, yeah. So I got my thing together. I just couldn't stay. Say hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Say hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? Hollywood. Hollywood swinging. Hollywood swinging. Get it down. Hollywood swinging, Hollywood swinging, Hollywood swinging, Hollywood swinging, Hollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood swinging, 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 Hollywood
Sellers Part 2 featuring the gold records of 1974 continues with Olivia Newton-John, the main ingredient. More from Gladys Knight and the Pips, Kool and the Glang, plus Marvin, Hamlisch, and the Ohio Players. All coming your way after station ID. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Let the midnight stand true. Shine a tell another night.
Last last week when I introduced this next lovely, she performed just one of her gold records on the Midnight Special. Now, here's the first record Olivia performed for us back in May called Let Me Be There. Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Newton-John.
Surely you know I'll always want to be there, holding your hand and standing by to catch you when you fall, seeing you through in everything you do. Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you through that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there. Watching you grow and going through the changes in your life, that's how I know I'll always want to be there. Whenever you feel you need a friend to lean on, here I am. Whenever you call, you know I'll be there. Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you through that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there. Let me be there in your morning. Let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you through that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there. All I ask you is let me be there.
You put together fine performers, good material, excellent production, and you put together the main ingredient. A group who turned out this gold record called I Just Don't Want to Be Lonely.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, where are you going with that suitcase? Say, wait a minute, listen. Okay, well, you don't have to say nothing. Just listen. I don't mind when you say that you're going away. I just don't want to be lonely. And I don't care if we share only moments a day. I just don't want to be lonely. I'd rather be loved and needed, depended on to give love I can't give when you're gone. When you're gone, when you're gone, be lonely. I'd rather be loved. that's the sun of the moon. I just don't wanna be lonely. And let the stair find you there, way back at the end of the room. I just don't wanna be lonely. I'd rather be loved and needed, dependent on to give the love I can't give when you're gone. When
By the way, you may have noticed Mr. Curtis Mayfield playing in the band, and he... Thank you. He, of course, also wrote that song, and when Gladys and the guys did the song, they all agreed that it was the best thing that ever happened to them.
My share of life's ups and downs, but fate's been kind, and the downs have been few. I guess you could say that I've been lucky. I guess you could say that it's all because of you. If anyone should ever write my life story, for whatever reason there might be, ooh, you'll be there between each line of pain and glory, 'cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. There have been times when times were hard, but always somehow I made it through. 'Cause every moment that I've spent hurting, there was a moment that I spent just loving you. Everyone should ever write my life story. For whatever reason there might be, you'll be there between each line of pain and glory, 'cause you're the best thing that ever happened to me. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I know you're the best thing that ever happened to me.
In 1974, this dude won all kinds of awards, like 3 Academy Awards, which were the best score and the best song for The Way We Were, and the best musical adaptation for The Sting. He also received a Golden Globe Award for The Way We Were. Not bad for a rookie. Here now, doing his hit million seller from the movie The Sting, is Marvin Hamlisch. always nice to hear. You know, the Ohio Players were a group who emerged as one of the more entertaining groups of 1974. With a combination of a funky sound plus interesting and sometimes outspoken material, they made their way to the top of the charts, especially with this song called Skin Tight. The Ohio Players!
You have to put your hands together and help us out something like this. And this is the song, Jones, if you please, a little Skin Tight.
Running folks in bitches. Baby, I'm about to bust the stitches, yeah. Skin tight. Skin tight. Skin tight. Well. Skin tight. Walk's a little shady. Step on the strip on time. There's money you're bound to find, yeah. Skin tight. Skin tight. Oh, don't. Skin tight. Skin tight. Don't. So fast, go on, girl. Walk that walk, talk that talk, mama. stitches. Maybe about to bust the stitches, yeah. Skin tight. Well, skin tight. No. Skin tight. Skin tight.
Soon the Midnight Special will celebrate its 2nd anniversary. And we here at the Midnight Special would like to thank all of you for the cards and letters regarding our shows. I know I go out and tour the country all the time and meet with you, and you all say real nice things. It's really impossible to answer every letter, but the Wolfman and the producers of the show appreciate your suggestions and continued support. So thank you, and thank you. More Solid Gold sounds in 1974 coming your way right after Station ID.
Get down, 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 get Don't go
One of the most beautiful songs of 1974 was The Way We Were by Barbra Streisand. Here doing the million-seller song he wrote for Barbara and the movie. Once again, Marvin Hamlisch. Hey, you know, it's not very often that a talking record makes the top 10. Now, this record sold well into the millions. The timing was right. America was going through kind of a weird change. We were being faced with an international crisis when this record came out. It was written by Gordon Sinclair, a Canadian, performed by Byron McGregor, a Canadian. It caught the interest and the spirit of the U.S. Now here is Byron McGregor and the Americans.
The United States dollar took another pounding on German, French, and British exchanges this morning, hitting the lowest point ever known in West Germany. It has declined there by 41% since 1971, and this Canadian thinks it's time to speak up for the Americans as the most generous and possibly the least appreciated people in all the earth. As long as 60 years ago, when I first started to read newspapers, I read of floods on the Yellow River and the Yangtze. Who rushed in with men and money to help? The Americans did. They have helped control floods on the Nile, the Amazon, the Ganges, and the Niger. Today, the rich bottomland of the Mississippi is underwater, and no foreign land has sent a dollar to help. Germany, Japan, and to a lesser extent, Britain and Italy were lifted out of the debris of war by the Americans, who poured in billions of dollars and forgave other billions in debts. None of those countries is today paying even the interest on its remaining debts to the United States. When the franc was in danger of collapsing in 1956, it was the Americans who propped it up, and their reward was to be insulted and swindled on the streets of Paris. I was there. I saw it. When distant cities are hit by earthquake, it is the United States that hurries in to help. Managua, Nicaragua is one of the most recent examples. So far this spring, 59 American communities have been flattened by tornadoes. Nobody has helped. The Marshall Plan, the Truman Policy, all pumped billions upon billions of dollars into discouraged countries. Now newspapers in those countries are writing about the decadent, warmongering Americans. I'd like to see just one of those countries that is gloating over the erosion of the United States dollar build its own airplanes. Come on, let's hear it. Does any other country in the world have a plane to equal the Boeing Jumbo Jet, the Lockheed TriStar, or the Douglas 10? If so, why don't they fly them? Why do all international lines except Russia fly American planes? Why does no other land on Earth even consider putting a man or woman on the moon? You talk about Japanese technocracy and you get radios. You talk about German technocracy and you get automobiles. You talk about American technocracy and you will find men on the moon, not once, but several times, and safely home again. You talk about scandals and the Americans put theirs right in the store window for everybody to look at. Even the draft dodgers are not pursued and hounded. They are here on our streets, most of them, unless they are breaking Canadian laws, are getting American dollars from Ma and Pa at home to spend here. When the Americans get out of this bind, as they will, who could blame them if they said, the hell with the rest of the world. Let someone else buy the foreign bonds. Let someone else build or repair foreign dams or design foreign buildings that won't shake apart in earthquakes. When the railways of France, Germany, and India were breaking down through age, it was the Americans who rebuilt them. When the Pennsylvania Railroad and the New York Central went broke, nobody loaned them an old caboose. Both are still broke. I can name you 5,000 times when the Americans raced to the help of other people in trouble. Can you name me even one time when others have raced to the Americans in trouble? I don't think there was outside help even during the San Francisco earthquake. Our neighbors have faced it alone, and I'm one Canadian who's damn tired of hearing them kicked around. They will come out of this thing with their flag high. And when they do, they are entitled to thumb their nose at the lands that are gloating over their present troubles. I hope Canada is not one of these, but there are many smug, self-righteous Canadians. And finally, the American Red Cross was told that at its 48th annual meeting in New Orleans this morning that it was broke. This year's disasters have taken it all, and nobody, but nobody, has helped.
It's been my pleasure for the past 2 weeks being your host for our yearly Million Sellers Special. So thank you very much to the Steve Miller Band, Rufus, Paul Anka, the Stylistics, Barry White, Red Bull, Olivia Newton-John, James Brown, Love Unlimited Orchestra, Gordon Lightfoot, New Magic, Bobby Womack, Gladys Knight and the Pimps, David Essex, the OJs, Brownsville Station, Kool and the Gang, the main ingredient, Marvin Hamlisch, Ohio Players, Brian McGregor. And remember, next week from Tulsa, your host gonna be Charlie Pride. Good morning, everybody.